How's it feel to wrap up I mean, at one point, you growing up in Jacksonville, you wrapped up a whole season as a Jaguar. I'm sure that was like on bucket list kind of dream sequence, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's what I've talked about all year. It's a great privilege to play here, and at the end of the day, the season didn't go how we wanted, whether you're on this team or a different team. So, got to just keep working and figure it out, and really just appreciate the guys in this locker room.
What was the season like with Doug Peterson? Are you surprised that he's not going to be here next year?
Look, I have a lot of good things to say about Doug. He's a great coach, a great mentor, great leader of men. So I really appreciate him, and I learned a lot from him, and he's just a good person at the end of the day. So it's really good when you can have a coach that's a good person, and you can learn from him. And I wish him nothing but the best. And it's a tough part of the business, but sadly it's results based, and it's tough.
You went through a similar locker room clean out, the uncertainty at the end in New England last
Yeah.
week in terms of the coach being let go. How would you compare a year ago, that experience in that locker room, here today?
There's like an old saying, I mean, every team, it's a crash landing. So whether you win the Super Bowl or not, I mean, you're going to have your last game, and it's tough. So there's only one team that wins the Super Bowl, and everybody else, sadly, they lose. So it's tough, but really you just have to take it as fuel. And for me, I'm going to funnel it again into great energy into the offseason and see what I can do better to become a better quarterback.
What's your relationship, if any, with Trent?
We have a good relationship. He came and spoke to our team in Alabama a few years ago, and kind of stemmed from there. But he's a good guy, and once again, I'm looking forward to continue to grow as a player, and I feel like there's good players here, and they're going to figure it out. And like I said, I got a lot of respect for the people that I worked with this year, and him being one of them. So I'm looking forward to seeing what these guys can do.
We've asked you a bunch about your future and what's next for you. It's kind of a little bit easier to start kind of looking toward that now that the season's over, right?
Yeah, I think, I just want to evaluate this season, and I feel like we had some good momentum on offense, the last couple games, even though it went different ways and a lot of one-score games, but we improved on third down, improved in short yardage, improved in, just being in the games at the end of the year. So that was something that I was, going to look back on and see what I can do better and study those one-score situations and see where that leads me. But at the end of the day, yeah, it's kind of everything's been done, and I just know that I can play in this league, and I'm looking forward to just learning how to get better.
Do you want to come back with the Jaguars next year?
Yeah, I think everything's on the table. I think that's part of the evaluation. I want to put myself in the best position to be a great quarterback and help the team, whether that's as a starter or not. So I learned a lot this year in being in that backup role, and I will continue to learn regardless of the role.
What were some of the things you learned from Doug?
Really just starts with having fun. I feel like I got the joy of playing football again just in OTAs, and he keeps it real loose and everything. So really appreciate him for that. And obviously it's my first time really playing for a coach that played the position. So just him seeing the game from a quarterback's eyes was awesome. And like I said, I wish him nothing but the best, and learned a lot from him, not only on the field but as a speaker to the team. I feel like he did a great job controlling the team. Not only in meetings but after the games. It's tough to be in that situation, and he handled it like a real pro.
You alluded to it. This roster has talent. So where did things go wrong?
I think every game is different, right? It's tough when you start the way we did. We started 0-4, right? So it's tough when you're sitting there trying to have big expectations, and that's where you're at. But I feel like we did fight, and that's a testament to the guys in the locker room. And there's some great young players. I thought BT had a great year. Had 300-yard games, at the end of the season with me, and that was awesome. And Parker did a good job at a 100-yard game towards the end of the year as well. So got some good young talent on offense, and that's everybody too. I'm just talking about two guys, but there's a lot of guys that are under contract. So same thing with defense. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it plays out. If I'm here, great. If not, I wish everybody the best.
Did it ever feel like the message got lost from the coaching staff to the players?
No, I think obviously those team meetings are very private and personal, but I do feel like they did a great job just keeping us in it, and you saw that on the field. I know we were in a lot of one-score games, and a lot of that's testament to the coaches and keeping us in it, and the players for keep fighting. So, you got a good group of guys and a good group of coaches if you can do that. Obviously the results, they go a different way. I think everyone's sitting here pretty happy. If we win 5 or 6 of those games, we might be in the playoffs and whatnot. So it's always the what-if game, but definitely learned a lot.
Appreciate you, Mac, man.